Last week in Chicago, we announced Tax Freedom Day, the day that marks the time when Illinois residents have paid off their federal and state tax burdens. The Tax Foundation, a nonpartisan organization that determines Tax Freedom Day, found that this year Americans will pay more on their tax burdens than they do on food, shelter, and clothing combined. Tax Freedom Day falls on April 15th in Illinois and on April 12th nationwide. And yet Tax Freedom Day underestimates how heavy the government's burden is and only reflects the size of the bills that we actually pay to the government, not its spending that we are pushing off on future generations in the form of higher deficits and debt. If we paid all of our bills to the government the way it spends money, then Tax Freedom Day would not come until May 23rd. With a government that consumes so much, it's fair to ask, is the government spending as efficiently as possible on programs that it's funding? Sadly, it's very clear that waste, fraud, and duplication exists widely in the federal government. To call attention to this issue, I introduced the Silver Fleece Award in homage to Senator William Proxmire's Golden Fleece. But this award is made of silver, not gold, because we are headed for more austere times. In the month of February, this award was voted by Facebook users on the Waste Book as given to a program awarding $1 million to provide signs displaying poetry in zoos. I rise today to announce the nominees for the month of March and to announce the winner. The second runner-up was a grant related to the Intermodal Surface Transportation Efficiency, ICE-T, and Safe, Accountable, Flexible, and Efficient Transportation Equity Act, SAFE-T-LU, which awarded $150,000 to create special tunnels for salamanders to pass under a Vermont road. First runner-up was a video game funded by the federal government called Wolf Quest, which was developed using a National Science Foundation grant of $609,160 to the Minnesota Zoo. However, the March winner of the Silver Fleece Award, with a 63% vote, is a grant of $460,000 funding a study on why people lie on text messages, instant messaging services, social networking sites, and other modern communication systems. Yes, we spent as taxpayers over $460,000 of hard-earned taxpayer monies to study why people lie when communicating electronically. I would also like to announce that there are new nominees now for the April Silver Fleece Award. This month's nominees were put forward by a leader on the issue fighting pork and government waste in the House of Representatives, Congressman Jeff Flake of Arizona. Congressman Flake nominated a $450,000 grant from the State Department for art shows in Venice, Italy, $130,276 in National Health Foundation funds to sponsor the creation and distribution of a cookbook, and $328,835 spent on an Air Force photo op over New York City. We invite your votes and your feedback on Wastebook on Facebook to decide what next month's Silver Fleece Award winner will be. The sad thing in all of this is the only current loser is the American people. And Madam President, I now suggest the absence of a quorum.
Clerk will call the roll.